at the old
all of the above, and this opening tee shot will never get old. That's for sure. A well way right and a long way left.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid, never easy.
Stress for the next one.
And he's putting for par now. And establish a good round in these opening holes, Frank.
In the second hole, especially with a prevailing breeze and today's modern equipment, the odd player has actually driven this green but down there. But left is always the safe side of the golf course. It's the best line to play your second shot from on the whole golf course is always the right side, and we see that here at the second.
That, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
And he's made the green. Did the job right there. Frank, talk about the strategy off the tee here at the third.
You can drive the ball pretty close to this green, Rich. It's shorter than the second hole. Just hit it down the right side, but try and avoid those little pot bunkers.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Now the game's #1 player. Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
This is a putt for birdie from long range. Probably would be happy to get down in 2. Always 2 components to the long lag putt, the speed, #1, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better. Even par currently.
Just like that, with a bogey, goes from level par to 1 over. Frank, the challenge begins to intensify here at the fourth.
Yeah, a bit risky if you try and hit it down the right side. Just about every player I've seen over the years has sort of aired a little bit to the left. That's a safer tee shot, but it does set up a very daunting second.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. And setting up here in the rough. He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McIlroy does. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
Just a couple of feet. Slipping just a bit. Another bogey. And now 2 over par. Par 5s, this is where players look to make the move in a major championship. How does this 5th hole par 5 measure up, Frank?
Well, if you can avoid the bunkers, they're actually left and right, but especially that little group of 3 bunkers, then it sets up well. It'll be a blind second shot, but you try and guide your second shot between the 2 bunkers on the hill in front of you, which are called the spectacles.
Just a solid second shot right in the fairway.
Second shot.
And it makes the green in regulation. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Just ideal. Good speed on that putt and just a tap in remaining. has this putt for birdie. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Little bounce in his step right now after that birdie, Frank.
Well, certainly should feel that way. That was some quality golf we've just seen.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Make it 2 birdies on the day. Back here at the Open Championship on the 7th hole here at the Old Course.
Yeah, blind tee shot. This is one hole that really does advantage the long hitter. They can get it very close to this green, but this green has got some amazing undulations in it. That's an absolute beauty.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. A very tough putt coming up. Might be. Could be. Just a beautiful roll there.
Oh, that's like stealing.
Frank, now at the par 3 8th, and how challenging is this hole?
Well, it's called short on the scorecard, but massive green. The problem here is trying to hit it close. Brooks, it's gone.
In the hole. You do not see that every day. That, folks, is a hole-in-one. Wow. Rounding out the opening 9 here at St. Andrews. And Frank, this par 4 features a couple of fairway bunkers that players will have to contend with.
Yeah, this is a fun hole when you first stand on that tee and look at it. You see those bunkers smack bang in the middle of the fairway. The last bunker there in the middle is called the end hole. This hole is called the end. But this green, too, is so flat, very, very difficult to read. But if you get there, pull the head cover off the driver. Remember, this is the only chance you get to play the Old Course.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Well done, and 3 under for the day. Starting the second 9 here at the Open Championship, Frank, with a par 4 10th.
Well, this is another chance really to drive a par 4, especially if you're a game. But you've got to hit that tee shot a little left of those 2 bunkers that are just short and right of this green. But course down the left, you've still got to be careful. Don't just flail away. But this hole, what a great name. It's called Bobby Jones.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Should be safely on deck.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt. This would be nice. Birdie on the card. See if he can make it. So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Frank had the touch of a plumber right there.
Yeah, you'd like a redo, wouldn't you? Wake up, wake up!
Rory Mcilroy looking to take advantage with this putt. Keeps the momentum going with that putt. Stays at 3 under. Frank, what are we looking at here at the famed par 3 11th at the Old Course?
Well, the most difficult, there is only 2 par 3s here at the Old Course, and this one's called high, elevated green, and you've got to fly that bunker that protects the front of the green. That's called the Strath bunker. It will really take anything on this green. You make a 2 here, you'll make a move on the field.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, just seemed to baby it.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Solid play, heart of the green.
It's that sneaky distance.
That's costly right there.
Painful.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Too bad, misses the putt and an opportunity. And getting ready for the putt. Well, double par here, time to pick up and move on. Now at the 12th, and Frank, when you put the peg in the ground here, are you licking your chops?
Well, you are, unless you're playing into a head breeze, because if you are playing a head breeze, then you've got to worry about the 4 bunkers that are in the middle of this fairway. Touch of help, or if you're a long hitter, then all you've got to do is worry about that little pot bunker just short of this green. There is gorse left and right.
10-foot putt left. Oh my goodness, he just missed that. And that was almost tap-in distance. So in the red figures at 1 under. Moving on now to the par 4 13th. Frank, what's the strategy here?
Once again, to avoid those pot bunkers. The first one is called nicks, and then the other 2 up ahead, once again, they're called the coffins. Somehow you've got to go right or left of those or beyond those. If you can go in the exact right position, which is slightly left center, you'll actually have a full view of this green. The left or right of that, then it's a blind second shot.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. That's a sensible approach shot right there. In good position on the green.
Ooh, chance for birdie.
Well, nice firm stroke. Just hit it through the break a bit, Frank.
You can't birdie them all. Still going along well.
1 under on the day. Frank, the 14th is a big par 5, chance to make a big move, but also possibility of making a big number if you're not careful.
Yeah, you've got to be very aware of the out of bounds on the right side, even though it does move to the right. Ideal tee shot is down the right side that gets very close to that, because then that opens up the second shot and keeps that tee shot away from that proper bunkers called the birdies. There's a big cross bunker up ahead that has to be avoided for the second shot. If you're long enough, you can reach this par 5 and 2, but this green with so many undulations that it is anything other than flat.
Not quite where he was aiming. That one far to the left, but still on the green. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. That was not a very good read right there. These putts keep the round together.
Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Settles in over the putt. Solid par to remain 1 under. Time to tee it up here at the 15th as we begin the closing stretch here at the Open Championship of the Old Course at St. Andrews.
There's a big steeple in the distance, so even when it starts to fog in a bit, if you can keep your eye on that, that's a good line off the tee. And you've got to keep it, your tee shot just short of this sort of heather, big crop of heather down the left side. It still leaves you a lengthy second shot, but really that's the safest way to try and play this par 4 15th. Very good par 4.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy.
Had every chance of going in.
He has this attempt for par. Just hammered that par putt, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind right there, but he better wake up in a hurry, because if this one doesn't go in, that score's going to rack up very quickly.
Frank, the 16th hole, there was a time in my life when I was in 4th grade, I would have really enjoyed hitting the principal's nose. But that's not a good thing here?
Well, I'd like to think you graduated past 4th grade, but and if you did, then you'd be very aware of the principal's nose. You'd hit it left, it'd be a little longer in for your second shot.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing. Rich, that was some shot out of the rough. I really didn't think he could even get that on the ground. Just when you think you're going to make birdie. Now, have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
Routine stuff for Rory. That's a par. Frank, the 17th hole, you can get room service along the way here?
You can. If you flare one right there, you'll also pay a penalty for out of bounds. And so that hamburger better taste good, better be worth it. A little left of that, a little left of the out of bounds, and you're left with a second shot. It's fairly daunting because you have the road hole bunker to avoid and the road behind the green. Hence the name.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Let's see what the dominant number one player can do. Rory Mcilroy now on the approach shot.
This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Just inside about 15 feet from the hole.
It's no snack, though.
That's just a poor putt right there. No other way to say it. And a drop shot, a bogey at 17. Lost that mini battle right there on that hole with a bogey and slips to 1 over par. Frank, is there a more famous landmark in the sport than the tiny Swoken Bridge?
I think when you think of this game, the way in which we've followed it and covered it, Rich, over the last decade plus, no. It is just symbolic, not just with this golf course, but the game of golf itself, because every great champion has managed to make his foray across to Scotland and play the old course and walk across that bridge.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Looks like he just misread that. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. So close. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. So finishes the day with a 74. Well, that about wraps it up for us here today. I'd like to thank my partner, Frank Nobilo. Really enjoyed it, Frank.
Yeah, it's been a good day out here. Once again, we've seen the golf course give more than it takes.
For Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. We're here in Fife, Scotland, known to many as the home of golf. They've been playing the game here since the 15th century. Today, here at the old course at St. Andrews, this historic linksland will be the battleground for the most decorated golfers of the modern day. Rich Schluter alongside my partner, Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, will be calling all the action out here today. Frank, when you think of St. Andrews, what sort of memories come to mind?
Rich, I think you've got to think of the Swilcan Bridge first and foremost. That's a little bridge that crosses the burn as you go down the 18th. Every great player that's ever played this game has walked across that bridge and had a look back. And it's just a golf course that continually grows on you. This is where the game started, and it's a monument forever and a day.
And that Swilcan Bridge has connected the generations, from Jones to Jack, from Jack to Tiger. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the course.
Oh my goodness, he missed it. He missed the bunny. That's like missing a layup in basketball. And he's putting for bogey now. +1 in the early going. Trying to get the round off to a good start. Frank, we're at the second hole, and what's ahead?
Well, the ideal tee shot, just a little over that gorse bush in front of you, which is down the right side. That's the best angle in. But it also brings in a little bit of trouble. But if that pin is anywhere towards the middle of this double green, then really you want to be coming in from the right side.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Rory Mcilroy looking to take advantage with this putt.
That was a good run at it, Rich.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank had the touch of a plumber right there.
Yeah, you'd like a redo, wouldn't you? Wake up, wake up!
Just a couple of feet. In for bogey, now sitting at 2 over for the round. At the third hole now, Frank, it looks relatively easy, but you know there's some danger lurking somewhere out there on the old course.
There is. There's the pot bunkers down the right side. This is a tee where really you want to have an idea where that wind is coming from. If it's into your face, you might want to be a little cautious and go towards the middle of the golf course. But if it's behind you, well, then it's worth challenging that right side.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
Our computer gives us 23 feet, Rich.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem.
And getting ready for the putt. So 2 over early. Frank now at the 4th hole.
Yeah, long par 4. 2 choices, whether you game enough to drive it down the right or down the left, which is a much wider piece of fairway. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Just what you want in the right position on this par 5, in the fairway. This, the second shot here at the par 4. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Frank, in the changing weather conditions, players have so many different options, don't they? Some might like to play it high, others might want to play it a little lower along the ground.
You've really got to be on your toes today because of that, Rich, and really that's what separates the men from the boys, so to speak. You know that any mistake you make can obviously be magnified by the wind conditions, but conversely, it's a real good chance for skill to shine.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Par 5s, this is where players look to make the move in a major championship. How does this 5th hole par 5 measure up, Frank?
Well, if you can avoid the bunkers, they're actually left and right, but especially that little group of 3 bunkers, then it sets up well. It'll be a blind second shot, but you try and guide your second shot between the 2 bunkers on the hill in front of you, which are called the spectacles.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Frank, long gone are the days when you putted with a simple blade. Now you look down and there's a frying pan on the end of a shaft.
Yeah, it looks like grandma's skillet these days. That's what it is. But, you know, putters are like drivers. What they've done with the technology is given you a bigger sweet spot. Even though putting is very, very precise, if you give a person a bigger sweet spot, he's going to make more putts.
Oh, man. You can't miss him from that distance. He has this attempt for par. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Moving on to the par 4 6th hole here at the birthplace of golf. This hole shares a green actually with the 12th. How do you work your way around this hole, Frank?
Some sort of tee shot. 3 bunkers that look like they're in the left center of the fairway and a series of bunkers down the right. So somehow bisect those, and then you set yourself up to a green with a false front.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Frank, this one's going too far left, it looks like.
Yeah, it was fine there for a little while, but if it keeps going left, it's doomed.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. These putts keep the round together.
That was cruel. That looked like it was certainly going in.
Frank, amazing how this hole has gotten away.
Yeah, he's not Robinson Crusoe. Happened to everybody that's played this game.
Three over for the day. Now, 7th hole here at the old course, Frank.
Ideal line, just hit your tee shot over the marked stone. The bunker on the 11th green actually often comes into play, called the shell bunker. So anything a little bit right of that, but very difficult green for the approach shot coming up.
Good contact, good result. Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design.
Obviously, you can't make them all from that distance, Rich, but you'd like to give it a real good run.
Settles in over the putt. Hasn't been easy, but he'll take it. That's a par. 3 over for the day. Frank, now at the par 3 8th, and how challenging is this hole?
Well, it's called short on the scorecard, but massive green. The problem here is trying to hit it close. A lot of little subtle breaks and undulations in this green, and often you see long, long birdie putts here.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Strong winds continue to be a factor. Frank, I know you've played all over the world. How much did you enjoy the challenge of playing into a stiff breeze?
Well, it was a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the field, Rich. Just like these conditions we're seeing right now. You've really got to be smart. Pick the right shot. If you get too aggressive on a day like today, you'll pay a far more severe price than normal.
Club selection obviously is crucial.
Oh, it's imperative today.
Take an extra club or two, choke down.
Very much so.
Far left of the flagstick here. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance. We often say, Rich, you should always try and make it. I've got to disagree with that. Lag putting, it's just about taking the strain off the next one. There's always other holes to be played.
From that distance, you settle for 2 putts. Now at the 10th, Bobby Jones loved this hole, didn't he?
And that's why it's been renamed Bobby Jones. Drivable for a lot of the players, but if you're going to have a crack at this green, avoid the gorse down the left side, as well as the 2 pot bunkers that are in line with the right side of this green. Oh, that's fine.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the Seagulls are walking to work.
Safely on deck.
Terrific golf shot. Now, that for an easy birdie. All right, let's see if he can make back-to-back birdies and really start to pick up some momentum after a struggle at the start of the day.
Yeah, his body language is starting to change, so good chance here. You never know, maybe get on a run, or this could be the start of a run.
Hoping to get this up and down here, Frank, at the par 3 after missing the green.
Yeah, it's not all bad.
And he's made it onto the green now. 13 feet away. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
Well, it was bound to come to an end at some point. Drops just 1 shot after that terrific stretch of birdies. Now at the 12th, and Frank, when you put the peg in the ground here, are you licking your chops?
Well, you are, unless you're playing into a head breeze, because if you are playing a head breeze, then you've got to worry about the 4 bunkers that are in the middle of this fairway. Touch of help, or if you're a long hitter, then all you've got to do is worry about that little pot bunker just short of this green. There is gorse left and right, though.
Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Leaves that one about 20 feet out from the cup. Nicely played shot. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Wow, I thought he made that. Did a nice job with that putt. Good read, good speed. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That's costly right there.
Painful.
And getting ready for the putt. Hard to be perfect in this game. That's a bogey. Now to the par 4 13th, and again, Frank, it's all about avoiding the bunkers.
Yeah, another hole that forces you to go either right or left of something that you can see. Bunkers called the coffins right up ahead. You can also go beyond those, and if you do, then you've got a much shorter shot in, but you've got to avoid those fairway bunkers. They are very costly.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You're going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
On the green in regulation. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Been a rocky road to this point. 4 over par on the round. Frank, what are we looking at here at the big par 5 14th?
Out of bounds on the right, and those little series of pot bunkers called the birdies. Now, if you get in trouble here, you can bail out with your second shot down the left, which is the 4th fairway. That's one other option of playing this par 5. But a good tee shot, and you can certainly go at this for 2.
Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Just a bit offline.
Yeah, the hard work's coming up now, though. That's a long way away.
Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Frank had the touch of a plumber right there.
Yeah, you'd like a redo, wouldn't you? Wake up, wake up!
Continues to roll the ball very well. Frank, one of the things I always loved about links golf is that you're not aiming at a flagstick or a tree, but